Hey there, CJ Math students, and welcome to Homework 1.6, If the World Were 100 People, and Rational Numbers. So what we're looking at this time is the breakdown of ages. So remember, you have your colored pencils, and you're going to be shading in this hundreds chart here. So let's do red for the breakdown of people 5 and under. So we'll do 10. So we'll go just this entire column right here. Shade it in red. Hopefully you'll do it a little bit better than I am. I'm trying to rush because I'm recording a video, so you do yours a little bit neater than I'm doing right now. So they have 10 people out of 100, so that's about 10%. Not about, it's exactly 10%. We'll do blue for people between 3 and 9. No, these are all All right, and then there are 19 between 10 and 19. We'll do that in green. So 19, oops, I said green, my fault. And 19 would stop right there. So I'm going to stop here. You're going to do the rest. And you can use different colors, right? So under 5, that's 10%. So children under 5 as a percent, that's 10 out of 100. So that's 10%. Then for a decimal, you're going to write the 10%, and you're going to change it into a decimal by swooping it once, twice, and so that is equal to 0.10. Please circle it. And then as a fraction, that's 10 over 100, and then obviously simplify that. So use your reference sheet. Obviously, we can divide by 10. It's a common factor, and we get 1 over 10 is our answer, and please again circle it. Between 3 and 9, it's basically the same exact thing, right? 10%, and we're going to do the same thing we did above, 10%, swooping it twice to the left to get 0.10, and then obviously the fraction 10 over 100 again gets simplified to 1/10, right? So for 19 over 100, so between 10 and 19, there were 19 people. So that's 19% as a decimal. Obviously, that's 0.19. And as a fraction, that's 19 over 10. And that's a totally simplified fraction. There's nothing else you can do there, right? I'll let you take care of the rest here on the front sheet. On the bottom here, if the amount of people who were between 10 and 19 were increased by 300%, how many people in the village would be between the ages of 10 and 19? So we go back here, and remember 10 and 19 is 19%, so we're saying you need to add 19% to this initially, so that's 319%. And then how many were between 10 and 19? Well, it was 19 people. So first of all, this 319 needs to be 3.19, and then we're multiplying by times 19. And we're going to do this multiplication. So 81, carry an 8, 17, carry a 1, 27, 28. Lay your egg. 1 times 9 is 9, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 3 is 3. And let's add it up. 1, 7 plus 9 is 16, carry your 1. 1 plus 8 plus 1 is 10, so carry 1 again. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6. So if we increased the number of students that were, the number of people in our village that were between 10 and 19 by 300%, all of a sudden, instead of having 19 10 to 19-year-olds in our village, we would have about 60.61 or about 61. Which is a pretty big increase, and that makes sense because it's a 300% increase. Okay, on the back you're doing the same thing but for religion. So again, shade in. You can go ahead and determine the colors. The percent is already basically given to you. For instance, I'll do the Christians one real quick. It's 32% as a decimal. That's 0.32. And as a fraction, 32 over 100, we can simplify that by dividing by 4. And we get 8 over 25. I will do one of the other religions. Let me do 2% belonging to global religions. So that's 2%. And as a decimal, be careful. You always swoop twice, so we have an empty space, so that's 0.02, right? So 2%, 0.02, just like 1% would be 0.01, 3% would be 0.03, right? And then 2 over 100, it gets simplified. You divide it by 2, and you get 1 over 50, all right? So there you go. That's your homework for the weekend. Please make sure it's done well. You have shown work just like I've shown work on all the other problems. Don't forget number 3 here at the bottom. It's basically just like number 3 I did on the front, but this time it's dealing with Buddhism. So if you go here, the Buddhists are 6%, so you're adding 6% here. So that's 306%. As a decimal, that is 3.06. So what you're multiplying is 3.06 by how many Buddhists there were originally, which is just 6. And you're figuring that out. And remembering you have 2 decimals here, so you're going to swoop twice. So copy all the work that I have, and then also show the work when you're doing. Make sure to color in the hundreds chart. I know I didn't finish all my coloring, but make sure you do yours. And then obviously call me if you have questions. This is due Tuesday. There should be no excuse why you come to school without this done. Have a good weekend.